So this video, I want to just quickly share with you some of the reasons why your visa can be delayed, especially when you're applying for an Australian visa. It has to do with a lot of things. Number one is when you submit documents that are not consistent with what is necessary, and that could lead to a delay because the visa officer might want to contact you and some might want to send you an email to be able to provide that document, and per advert maybe you might not have it. I remember one certain time there was this particular person I get to know, and he was applying for his student visa, and they told him to get his yellow card. Now in Africa, especially in Nigeria, yellow card is simply maybe it contains your polio certification and as well as some other vaccines. So he had to, it took him some time, almost and they give you 28 days to get that. It took him some time before he was able to get it. There was also a scenario where somebody applied for their visa and they did their medical, and during the medical they find out that the person had tuberculosis, and some persons they find out they have some kind of infections, and that could also cause a delay because sometimes they could tell you to take your time and treat it. It depends, and it also depends on the situation, because I've also seen people who had those infections and all of that, and they told them that if they get into the country, they should quickly register with visit the hospital and send them a correspondence letting them know that they have visited the hospital. So those ones too can be part of it. You understand what I'm saying? So all of that can affect your visa process. It can delay it. Now, most people say, "Oh, Australian visa is taking a longer time." No, what the Australian migration has said in the website is simple. They said one or two. They said simple thing. Number one is that it will be on month by month basis, meaning that if they tell you this one is going to take 5 months, this particular month, in the next month is going to change. So you have to be able to keep, so they will be changing it from time to time depending on what is being processed. So it's not like if they say probably that visa 491 will take 5 months or 3 months or 6 months in January, that does not mean it's gonna take 5 months or 6 months in December. So it will always change. But I'm telling you today what can cause the delay in your visa process. So not submitting complete documentation. Oh my God, I cannot stress this a lot. No, I've heard people who use all these agents that help people apply for their visas, especially for student visa. And they apply for student visa, and guess what? When they apply for the student visa, they think the agent forgot to submit their C of E. Now, C of E is that is what the university gives to you to be able to apply for your visa. The agent submitted, and they were lucky enough that the visa officer who was taking care of that particular visa was able to be very merciful to be able to send them an email telling them that they did not have, that can lead to a ban, because it's as if just claiming that you already got admission, and then in the process you didn't have an admission. Because if you don't have a C of E, you don't have admission, it means that you're faking it, and that could lead to a ban. Do you understand? So in many cases there are some people who forget to submit their proof of funds. You understand? Proof of funds. And let me be honest with you, one thing about the Australian migration website is that it is very friendly. It's so friendly that to a fault that you won't be able to miss anything, even if you're looking at it. So let me give you a secret. When you are doing maybe a student visa, or maybe somebody is helping you out to do all this visa stuff, one of the things that you can do for yourself is to be part of the process. Yes, and I encourage that a lot. Be part of the process. Make sure that you are consistently, watching, you're consistently following, you're consistently, looking at. Tell them to give you your login details. Check it, or remind them that, okay, please, I want to be sure that all my documentations are complete. So that they will not skip anything when you apply for your visa. It's important. Is important. And also always go with every detailed requirement for the visa that you're applying for. If you apply for tourist visa, I have so many people that say, "Oh, I've been rejected for tourist visa." There's a reason for that. Probably you didn't submit complete documentation. Do you understand? These are very, very important. And then also some of the things that can make your visa to be delayed can be probably if you don't meet the criteria. Maybe probably they're looking at the age difference and all of that, and some particular circumstances that had to do with you. I've told you medical reason. Also, another one that is I almost forgot to talk about is your character status. Like if you have an issue with probably a criminal case, a criminal record, you had an issue in your home country where you were coming from, and because you have to be able to clear yourself from the police, showing that in the last 6 months, in the last 12 months you've lived in that country, that you have not entered a criminal record. Now if you have any form of criminal record, they would want to know about that, and they would want to know about, okay, if it's not a criminal record, okay, you have a record with the police for something that have to do with the controversy, maybe a police case or something. They want to know about that, so don't hide it, bring it on board. As when you're doing your police clearance, and your police, probably you're coming from India and many other countries, whatever it is, they need to know about it. That could actually cause you an issue, not just with delaying your visa, it will cause you a visa rejection. Yes, I'll be talking about the part in the next video, so follow tune.